guys, it's Nicee, and if you like this video, go give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go down below and subscribe. So today I'm going to do a story time, and my story time for today is about the time that I, yes, little old me, had a stalker. So let's jump right into the story. Okay, I live in a small town. It's so small that when you blink you're in, you blink you're out. It's where we have one grocery store, and it's across the street from a factory that makes trucks. They put the trucks together, and they're like the 18-wheelers. They even made the truck for Transformers. It's called Freightliner. Well, I worked at this grocery store. I worked in customer service, and a lot of the people that worked at Freightliner, they would come over to get their checks cashed. So it was the same ones, like over and over, week after week, that would come and get their checks cashed. So I knew who they were. I knew how much their checks were because they made the same amount like every week. So this one particular customer, I noticed that he hadn't come in for about 3 weeks or so, and I was just like, I wonder what's going on with him. Or maybe he just got a checking account and he got it direct deposited to his account or whatever. So I was like, oh well, less for me to have to do at the end of the night. So that next week after that, he came in or whatever, and I asked him, like, where have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. And he told me that he had been in the hospital, and that they told him that he had high blood pressure or whatever. And me being me, I'm like, well, you know what that means, no more pork, no more salt or whatever. And just being nice or whatever. And he just stood there and just like, looked at me like with an awe on his face or whatever. And so I didn't think anything of it or whatever. He leaves. I continue to do my work and stuff, ringing out my customers. And when I go out to my car, I noticed that there was a teddy bear and a balloon on my car windshield or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe somebody gave it to the wrong person. And because I'm not dating anyone at this time, so I'm like, somebody had to have given it to the wrong person. So I give it to a coworker because I was like, maybe her boyfriend put it on the wrong car or something. So I give it to her, whatever, go on, not thinking anything of it. Well, he continues to come in, and of course, nothing different. Hey, how you doing? Checking him out with his stuff or whatever. And like I said, nothing different. Sorry, guys. My throat is like hurting right now because it's a change of the weather. But back to the story. So he leaves. Nothing different or whatever. Probably about 2 days later, maybe 3, this guy comes in and he's holding these balloons, and he has like what I thought was cardboard to hold the balloons down, and it was wrapped in some blue shiny like foil birthday wrapping paper on it. And in the grocery store there was like a small pharmacy. The guy walks over to the pharmacy and he stands in line, and then he just turns around and he looks at me and walks over to me and was like, is your name Shanice Cuthbertson or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, who are you? Because I never seen this guy a day in my life. So I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So he made me sign a piece of paper and he was like, these are for you. And I'm like, why am I receiving stuff and I don't have a boyfriend? Like, I don't have a reason to be getting this stuff or whatever. So I'm still being dumb, didn't pay it any attention, took the balloons and put them like over behind the counter at customer service or whatever. And me and one of the other coworkers, we were talking, and you know, they were like, go open up that blue foil stuff to see if it's something inside. So I did, y'all. It was some pictures, and it had a note in it. The pictures were of me inside of the grocery store. It's called IGA. Inside of IGA, cleaning up, helping people bag, go get buggies, bringing the buggies back in. I mean, just like random pictures of me doing things while I'm at work. So, and then I get the note, and the note's like, you know, let's be friends first, and let me take you out on a date, and then hopefully, you know, we can get married and I can move you in and all this stuff. And I'm like, hold up. Like, this fool done went crazy, because at the time I'm like 19 and he is like 55 to 60. So you can't do nothing for me, boo-boo, nothing. So yeah, like, I'm kind of like freaked out or whatever. We pop the balloons or whatever. I take the pictures and stuff with me because I was so freaked out. I wanted to show my my parents, like, what, like, this somebody crazy or whatever, and ask them, you know, what should I do? Well, I go to get in my car, and then there is somebody, like, there's somebody following me. So I'm going like 80 on a back road. It's really dark, and they're keeping up with me. So by that time, I'm like spooked. So I call my daddy, and I'm like, Daddy, there's somebody following me home or whatever. He's like, just come straight home and I'll be outside waiting for you or whatever. So I get home or whatever, and I pull in the driveway, and I see my daddy standing outside, and I see the car like riding past or whatever, and it's that fool. Like, it's the old man. Like, he had done lost his damn mind. So, you know, I go in the house, you know, really not even thinking anything of it or whatever. I'm like, I'm just home, I'm with my parents, so I feel like safe or whatever. So then after that, this fool comes into my job again with his shirt unbuttoned, y'all. Unbuttoned this far down, with it opened up or whatever. And he's just sitting there, and he's like, you know, cheesing at me, looking like some kind of freak off of the Twilight Zone or something. And so by that time, like, I'm really like freaked out or whatever. And my manager over me and the store manager, they started noticing his behavior and stuff, and so they escorted him out of the store. Well, I'm guessing he was pissed about that, and he was like not very happy about being escorted and told not to come back in the store anymore. So he left or whatever. And I remember this day, my shift was gonna end, I think, about 8 o'clock. And so I had to go outside, sweep up cigarette butts, you know, the typical stuff or whatever. And I'm outside sweeping the butts, y'all. This fool pulls up to right where I was and is staring at me, starts rearing his damn engine or whatever, and then just like speeds off. So by that time, like, the way he looked at me, like, I was too through. I was freaked out from that yeah, I was freaked out. So I went and I called our local police station and I explained to them like what was going on and everything, and just asked them, you know, what can I do to protect myself. And and they basically told me that, ma'am, there's nothing that we can do because there's nothing that he has done to you physically. And so I say back to him, so you mean to tell me that this guy basically has to kill me or harm me physically before y'all can do anything? And he said, I know how stupid this sounds, ma'am, but the answer is yes. So by that time, I'm like bawling, crying, because, you know, like, he really freaked me out. And I'm like, he's gonna kill me, and I don't want to die, I'm too young, whatever. And I'm like, I just was trying to be nice to him the same way that I'm nice to all my customers, and I don't want to die for being nice. So I hung up with him, and, you know, we closed the store or whatever, and I proceeded to go home or whatever. Was looking like over my shoulders and stuff. Didn't see anybody. Well, I go home, I take a shower and stuff, get in the bed or whatever, and I'm woke up at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning with a shadow at my window, and somebody with something in their hand trying to like pry my window open. So I'm freaked out. I jump up, I go wake up my daddy, and I'm like, Dad, there is somebody that's trying to get in my window. So my daddy, God love him, he goes and gets a darn 2x4, goes around the house, and the guy's gone or whatever. So of course I'm freaked out. So I am sleeping in my parents' room because I'm so freaked out. And I shut my room door because I was like, if he gets in, he can't kidnap me because I ain't gonna be in there. So after that, yeah, I didn't see the guy anymore, so I thought that I was good. And then probably about 2-3 months after that incident happened, I ended up breaking my hand and had to go to the hospital. Well, I didn't break it, I had a boxer's fracture, and had to go to the hospital. And guess who was there, y'all? Yes, that fool was. And he walks up to me and he was like, I just came here to just let you know that I'm not gonna bother you anymore. I have somebody different now, and they're closer to my age, so I just want to let you know that I'm not gonna bother you anymore. And I was just like, okay, whatever. By that time they called my name and I was out, and I have not seen him since. But yeah, I hope you guys liked my story. If so, like I said in the beginning, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, go subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.